money that e'er I spent it in good company, and all the harm that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Oh, all the comrades that e'er I've had, they're sorry for my going away. And of all the sweethearts that e'er I've had, they wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and I'll softly call, good night and joy be with you all. Good night to you all.
God bless.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
May we never die. Thank you. And farewell.
I was in Ireland from the 6th to the 15th of August 2024 and visited 33 cemeteries and 51 graves. This video will cover the Clancy Brothers' graves and one of their sisters. The Clancy Brothers were 4 of 11 children born to Robert and Joanna Joan née McGrath. The children were Patrick, Paddy, Thomas, Tom, Robert, Bobby, William, Liam, Margaret, Peg, Lily, Alice, Liz, Joan, Kate, Michael, and Joseph, Joe. The Clancy Brothers were an Irish folk group with various members of the family joining and leaving, which continues to this day. They were all born in Carrick-on-Suir, County Tipperary, Ireland. They developed initially as part of the American folk music revival. They were famed for their anrinn jumpers and widely credited with popularising Irish traditional music in the United States and revitalising it in Ireland. The Clancy Brothers, Paddy, Tom and Liam, are known best for their work with Tommy Makem, recording almost 24 albums together as the Clancy Brothers and Tommy Makem. Makem left in 1969, the first of many changes in the group's membership. The most notable subsequent member to join was the 4th Clancy brother, Bobby. The group continued in various formations until Paddy Clancy's death in 1998. The 4 brothers and 1 sister are buried in 3 cemeteries. These will be covered individually.
Hi everyone, welcome back to KG Graves. We're still in Ireland and we're at St Patrick's Church in Tipperary, and we're here to visit the grave of Paddy Clancy, who was one of the brothers in the Clancy's group. More information about Paddy coming up shortly, but as usual, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, it's absolutely free, and hit the notification bell for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.
Paddy Clancy was born Patrick Michael Clancy on the 7th of March 1922. He sang and played the harmonica in the group. During World War II, Paddy served as a flight engineer in the Royal Air Force in India. He also reportedly had been a member of the Irish Republic Army, IRA. After his demobilisation, he worked as a baker in London. In 1947, he emigrated to Toronto, Canada, with his brother Tom Clancy. The following year, the two brothers moved to Cleveland, Ohio, to stay with relatives. Later, they attempted to move to California, but their car broke down and they relocated to the New York City area instead. After moving to Greenwich Village in 1951, both Paddy and Tom devoted themselves primarily to careers in the theatre. In addition to appearing in various off-Broadway productions and television shows, they produced and starred in plays at the Cherry Lane Theatre in Greenwich Village and at a playhouse in Martha's Vineyard. Their productions included an 18-week run of Sean O'Casey's The Plough and the Stars. After losing money on some unsuccessful plays, the brothers began singing concerts of folk songs after their evening acting jobs were over. They soon dubbed these concerts Midnight Specials and the Swapping Song Fair. Paddy and Tom were often joined by other prominent folk singers of the day, including Pete Seeger, Woody Guthrie and Jean Ritchie. In 1956, their younger brother, Liam Clancy, immigrated to New York, where he teamed up with Tommy Makem, whom he had met while collecting folk songs in Ireland. The two began singing together at Girk's Folk City, a club in Greenwich Village. Paddy and Tom sang with them on occasion, usually in informal folk sing-songs in the village. Around the same time, Paddy founded Tradition Records with folk song collector and heiress Diane Hamilton, and in 1956 the Clancy Brothers and Tommy Makem released their first album, The Rising of the Moon, with only Paddy's harmonica as musical accompaniment. However, the Clancys and Makem did not become a permanent singing group until 1959. In the meantime, Paddy signed and recorded established folk artists for his Tradition Records. In addition to planning what the label would record, Paddy edited many of the ensuing albums himself. While still president of Tradition Records, he went as a cameraman on an expedition to Venezuela in search of alluvial diamonds, ostensibly as part of a documentary crew. In the late 1950s, Paddy, with his brothers and Makem, began to take singing more seriously as a permanent career, and soon they recorded their second album, Come Fill Your Glass With Us. This album proved to be more successful than their debut album, and they began receiving job offers as singers at important nightclubs, including the Gate of Horn in Chicago and the Blue Angel in New York City. The group garnered nationwide fame in the United States after an appearance on The Ed Sullivan Show, which led to a contract with Columbia Records in 1961. Over the course of the 1960s, the Clancy Brothers and Tommy Makem recorded approximately 2 albums a year for Columbia. By 1964, Billboard magazine reported that the group was outselling Elvis Presley in Ireland. The group performed together on stage, recordings and television to great acclaim in the United States, Ireland, the United Kingdom, Canada and Australia, until Tommy Makem left to pursue a solo career in 1969. They continued performing first with Bobby Clancy and then with Lewis Killen until Liam left in 1976, also to pursue a solo career. In 1977, after a short hiatus, the group reformed with Paddy, Tom and Bobby Clancy and their nephew Robbie O'Connell. Liam returned in 1990 after the death of Tom Clancy. In a 2008 documentary, The Yellow Bittern, Liam Clancy recalled Paddy as the alpha male of the group who quietly laid down the law that his younger brothers and Macomb followed without questioning his authority. On another occasion, Liam noted about Paddy, being the eldest brother, he was always the leader of the pack. His word was kind of gospel. Paddy often acted as a spokesman for the Clancys, and he frequently included funny stories and jokes in his concerts. His signature song was the classic Irish drinking song, A Jug of Punch. After 2 decades in North America, in 1968, Paddy returned to live in Carrick-on-Suir, where he had bought a dairy farm and bred exotic cattle. When not on tour or working on his farm, he spent much of his time fishing, reading, and doing crossword puzzles. In the late 1990s, he was diagnosed with a brain tumour. The tumour was successfully removed, but he was also stricken with terminal lung cancer around the same time. He continued performing until his failing health prevented him from doing so any longer. Paddy died at home of lung cancer on the 11th of November 1998 at the age of 76. He was buried wearing his trademark white cap in the cemetery of the tiny village of Faugheen. He was survived by his widow, Mary Clancy, née Flannery, and their 4 children, Rory, Orla, Maura, and Connor. He was also survived by a daughter from his first marriage, Laois Clancy. After his death, Irish folk musician Mick Maloney noted what he saw as Paddy's legacy. Irish music would not enjoy the success it has today if he had not made Irish music his career and paved the way for all of us. Let's see where his grave is located.
So there you have it, the grave of Paddy Clancy, a member of the Clancy Brothers, who was a band in Ireland. As usual, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching, see you on the next one.
Rest in peace, Paddy Clancy.
Hi everyone, welcome back to KG Graves. We're still in Ireland on a rainy day and we're in Anrinn Cemetery in Shanacloon. And we're here to visit the grave of Tom Clancy, one of the Clancy brothers. More information about Tom coming up shortly, but if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell.
Next is Tom Clancy, who was born Thomas Michael Clancy on the 29th of October 1924. After being apprenticed as a baker, Tom followed his older brother Paddy into the Royal Air Force RAF in 1943 during World War II. Tom was also a member of the Irish Republic Army IRA. In the RAF, Tom worked as a radio operator on bombing runs over Germany. Discharged from the RAF at the war's end, Tom toured with the British Repertory Company. In 1947, he and his brother Paddy emigrated to Canada. They then moved to New York, where Tom met his first wife and his eldest daughter was born in 1950. They then soon moved to Cleveland, Ohio to live with relatives. Tom worked for a while as a repertory actor at the Cleveland Playhouse before returning temporarily to Ireland. While in Ireland, he worked for the Shakespeareana International Company run by English actor and manager Geoffrey Kendall. After Paddy sent him extra money, Tom returned to the United States. Tom took the lead vocals on many of the group's songs, such as The Rising of the Moon, The Moonshiner, Carrickfergus, and The Bold Fenian Men, among others. Tom continued to act during his singing career, appearing in the movies The Killer Elite 1975 and Swashbuckler 1976. He also appeared on episodes of Little House on the Prairie, Starsky and Hutch, and The Incredible Hulk, among others. He acted in several TV movies as well. After an absence of 15 years, Tom returned to Broadway in May 1974 in Eugene O'Neill's A Moon for the Misbegotten. The Irish Times reviewed his performance of Phil Hogan in Moon. He deftly measured up to the formidable company in which he finds himself, a wily, sly rogue with a whimsical humour and a genuine concern for his daughter. The play was a hit and won 3 Tony Awards. Tom died from stomach cancer, which he had been diagnosed with 6 months previously, on the 9th of November 1990, at the age of 66, at Mercy Hospital in Cork City, County Cork. He is buried in Ringnew Cemetery, also known as Anrinn, in Ring, in the county of Waterford. He was survived by his wife Joan and their 3 daughters, Raylene, Blawneen and Rosa, who was only 2 years old. At the time of his death, it was incorrectly reported that he and wife Joan had 4 daughters. Before his marriage to his wife Joan, he had had 2 children, Eileen and Thomas, with Yvonne Marcus in Cleveland, Ohio. He also had a daughter Kate with his second wife Lainey in the mid-1950s. His last recording was made in 1988 with Robbie O'Connell, Bobby Clancy and Paddy Clancy at St Anselm College in Goffstown, New Hampshire. After Tom's death, Liam returned to the Clancy Brothers to fill in his place. Let's see where his grave is located.
So there you have it, the grave of Tom Clancy, one of the Clancy Brothers band. As usual, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching, see you on the next one.
Rest in peace, Tom Clancy.
Hi everyone, welcome back to KG Graves. We're in Ireland on a rainy wet day. We're in Anrinn Cemetery in Shanacloon and we're here to visit the grave of Liam Clancy, who was one of the Clancy brothers. More information about Liam coming up shortly, but if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell.
Next is Liam Clancy, who was born on the 2nd of September 1935. As a child, he was known as William or Willie, named after his mother's hero, Willie Doyle. He later acquired the nickname Liam from Cyril Cusack, as William was too English. He displayed an artistic disposition at an early age. The first song he learnt was The Croppy Boy. He received a Christian Brothers education before taking a job as an insurance man in Dublin. Whilst there, he also took night classes at the National College of Art and Design. Still in his teens, Liam explored writing and painting, though he was particularly drawn to the theatre. In his early performing days, he began to call himself Liam. Before he was 20 years old, Liam had founded the local dramatic society, now called Brewery Lane Theatre and Arts Centre, and had produced, directed, set-directed and starred in John Millington Synge's The Playboy of the Western World. Liam also performed at the renowned Gaiety Theatre in Dublin. He encountered Diane Hamilton Guggenheim when she came to his hometown to visit his mother and set off on a tour of Ireland alongside her. During her 1955 trip to Kiely, Liam encountered Tommy Macomb for the first time. He later moved to New York City and referred to Greenwich Village as the island for people escaped from repressed backgrounds. Liam Clancy began singing with his brothers, Paddy and Tom Clancy, at fundraising events for the Cherry Lane Theatre and the Guthrie benefits. The Clancy Brothers and Tommy Macomb began recording on Paddy Clancy's Tradition Records label in the late 1950s. Liam played guitar in addition to singing and also recorded several solo albums. A record-breaking 60-minute long performance on American TV's The Ed Sullivan Show on the 17th of March 1961 launched the group into stardom. They were supposed to only play 2 songs, but the main act cancelled at short notice. There were international tours which included performances at Carnegie Hall, the Sellout in 1962 and the Royal Albert Hall. Liam was a close friend of Bob Dylan when they both were going out with 2 sisters in New York. Dylan described Liam as the best ballad singer I've ever heard in my life. He performed live for United States President John F. Kennedy. In 1964, 30% of all albums sold in Ireland were Clancy Brothers and Tommy Macomb records. Although better known for their full-length albums, the Clancy Brothers single The Leaving of Liverpool from the album The First Hurrah, which featured Liam in the lead, reached the number 6 spot on the Irish charts. Liam played the guitar in almost all of the recordings of the Clancy Brothers, and he took lead vocals in many songs, including The Wild Rover, The Shoals of Herring, The Juice of the Barley, The Patriot Game, The Gallant 42, Peggy Gordon, and The Parting Glass, to name a few, which closed every Clancy Brothers concert. Liam Clancy was the last surviving member of the original Clancy Brothers. Liam said of his status as the last of the brothers, "There was always a pecking order, especially when you're working with family. But they all died off and I got to the top of the pecking order with nobody looking over my shoulder. There's a great sense of freedom about that." Tommy Makem died on the 1st of August 2007. After the Clancy Brothers split up, Liam had a solo career in Canada, where he made several television performances on the CBC's national television variety programme, The Irish Rovers Show, from Vancouver, British Columbia. He had a hit with The Dutchman at this time, and he presented his own television show in Calgary. In 1975, he was booked to play a festival in Cleveland, Ohio, US, where Tommy Makem was also playing. The two played a set together and formed the group Makem and Clancy, performing in numerous concerts and recording several albums until 1988. In later life, Liam maintained a solo career accompanied by musicians Paul Grant and Kevin Evans, whilst also engaging in other pursuits. He lived in Ring, County Waterford, at this stage. His home in Waterford was designed by the celebrity architect Duncan Stewart and featured solar panels which were innovative at this time. He subsequently converted his large garage into a recording studio. In 2001, Liam published a memoir titled The Mountain of the Women. He also was in No Direction Home, the 2005 Bob Dylan documentary directed by Martin Scorsese. In 2006, Liam was profiled in a 2-hour documentary titled The Legend of Liam Clancy and was screened on the Irish channel RTE. In February 2007, the documentary won the award for Best Series at the Irish Film and Television Awards in Dublin. His final album, The Wheels of Life, was released in 2009. Liam told the Irish Times in September 2009 that he was on his last legs. He had already given his final performance at the National Concert Hall the previous May, during which he recited the Dylan Thomas poem, And Death Shall Have No Dominion. He was unable to perform a full-length show on the closing night of a 2-night sold-out run, but put in a 40-minute appearance nonetheless. His managers described it as a very profound moment. He expressed his fear of dying, but he did it with great dignity. Liam Clancy died from pulmonary fibrosis on the 4th of December 2009 at the age of 74 in Bon Secours Hospital in Cork, Ireland. He is also buried in Ringnew Cemetery in County Waterford, where he spent the last years of his life, owning a successful recording studio. He was survived by his wife Kim and their 4 children, Eben, Siobhan, Fiona and Donal, as well as 3 previous children, Sean, Andrew and Anya. Radio disc jockeys in New York pay tribute to the man who, according to the New York Daily News, played a major role in defining how Americans heard Irish popular music over the last half-century. Liam's midday funeral at St Mary's Church, Dungarvan, on the 7th of December was attended by hundreds of mourners, including the President of Ireland. Let's see where his grave is located.
So there you have it, the grave of Liam Clancy, a member of the Clancy Brothers band. As usual, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching, see you on the next one.
Rest in peace, Liam Clancy.
Hi everyone, welcome back to KG Graves. We're still in Ireland and we're at St Mary's churchyard in Carrick-on-Soar, and we're here to visit the grave of Paddy Clancy of one of the Clancy Brothers band. More information about Bobby coming up shortly, but as usual, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching.
Finally, we have Paddy Clancy, who was born Robert Joseph Clancy Jr. on the 11th of May 1927. He was a twin brother of Joan Clancy. Bobby left home in the late 1940s to join the Royal Air Force RAF, where he travelled all over Europe, including Greece and Egypt, where he learned many folk songs. He later joined his older brothers, Paddy and Tom, in New York City, where they worked as actors. The trio would sometimes sing, informally beginning the group later known as the Clancy Brothers. In 1955, Bobby returned to Ireland to settle down and run his father's insurance business. His youngest brother Liam took his place in America and officially formed the Clancy Brothers and Tommy Makem. Bobby forged his own solo career, as well as performing the other half of two duos with sister Peg Clancy and an American folk singer named Sharon Colin. Bobby and sister Peg, also known as Peg Power, recorded 2 albums together, Songs from Ireland in 1962 and As We Roved Out in 1964, and toured as a duo, appearing on several Irish television programmes in the 1960s, such as Sosimus Said. The other duo, with Sharon Colin, appeared on Irish television's Ballad Season in 1965. As a solo, Bobby brought his own show to the small screen with his own TV series on Irish television, When Bobby Clancy Sings. He married Moira Mooney, a school teacher in the mid-1960s. Together they had 4 children, 3 daughters, Aoife in 1966, Roisin in 1967 and Ideen in 1979, and 1 son, Finbar, in 1970. Aoife and Finbar Clancy followed in their father's footsteps and now tour as Irish folk singers. In 2007, Finbar became a member of the High Kings. When Tommy Makem left the Clancy Brothers in 1969, Bobby took his place and became a member of the Clancy Brothers for the first time. The 4 brothers, Paddy, Tom, Bobby and Liam, released 3 studio albums, Clancy Brothers Christmas, Flowers in the Valley and Welcome to Our House. The first 2 albums were produced under Columbia Records, while the latter was released under Audio Fidelity Records. Bobby's initial tenure with the Clancy Brothers was short-lived. He and Liam got into an argument which resulted in Bobby quitting the group. Bobby resumed his solo work, releasing a solo album, Good Times When Bobby Clancy Sings. In 1977, plans went into motion to regroup, and Paddy and Tom asked Bobby to join. The 3 brothers recruited their nephew, singer-songwriter Robbie O'Connell. They released 2 albums, both live, one in 1982 and the other in 1988, Clancy Brothers and Robbie O'Connell Live, and Tunes and Tales of Ireland, respectively. During the remaining part of the year, Bobby continued running the insurance business in Carrick-on-Suir and continued performing solo in Ireland. Youngest brother Liam Clancy rejoined Bobby, Paddy and Robbie in 1990 when brother Tom was diagnosed and later succumbed to stomach cancer in November 1990. The quartet released the group's first studio album in over 20 years, Older But No Wiser, in late 1995, an album title coined by Bobby's wife Moira. Soon after the album's release, Liam and Robbie O'Connell left the group. Bobby and Paddy continued performing with Bobby's son Finbar Clancy and friend Eddie Dillon from Boston. This new lineup toured until November 1998 when Paddy died from lung cancer. Now as a trio, the Clancys and Eddie Dillon recorded 2 live albums, Clancy Sing-Along Songs and Once in a Lifetime, An Evening of Fine Irish Music. Bobby Clancy released an additional 2 solo albums, The Quiet Land and Make Me a Cup, in 1999 and 2000 on the Arc Albums label, a recording studio and company in Fairhaven, Massachusetts. In 1999, Bobby was diagnosed with pulmonary fibrosis, and by 2000 he was unable to perform on his feet. The trio had to do all their concerts sitting down. By March 2002, he was unable to perform and had to quit a scheduled tour. On the 6th of September 2002, Bobby Clancy died at the age of 75. He left behind a wife, 4 children and 2 grandchildren. He is buried in St Mary's Cemetery in Carrick-on-Suir, Tipperary. Let's see where his grave is located.
So there you have it, the grave of Bobby Clancy of the Clancy Brothers band. Hope you enjoyed the video. If so, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching, see you on the next one.
Rest in peace, Bobby Clancy. While researching the family, I managed to find one of the sisters' graves also in St Mary's Cemetery. Alice Liz Kiely, née Clancy, was born on the 4th of November 1920. She married Lawrence Kiely on the 5th of July 1944. She was a dressmaker. Alice died on the 25th of September 1997 at the age of 76. Her cause of death was not given. Let's see where her grave is located. Rest in peace, Alice Kiely. That completes the Island Part 1 graves, the Clancy Brothers. Hope you enjoyed them. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.